Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We're gonna clip that. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Cave Sports Football Week 3. We like to call this one the Massacre in Miami. If you want to further the conversation after this episode, you can go to our website, k4v3.com. That's k4v3.com. We can talk sports if you join our Discord. The link is available on our website. All right, so let's get this episode going. Before we start football, there's some news that happened in the basketball world. So, Francis, I want you to tell the world what's happening if they don't know already.
Yes, sir. Real quick, I know there's an NFL episode, but I just got to touch on Damian Lillard to the Milwaukee Bucks. Blockbuster trade. Automatically, I mean, the Bucks have been like a top 3 Eastern Conference contender, but I think this catapults them to that number 1 in the East conversation, if not potential champion next season. So just keep a watch out for that. Dame went to the Bucks. It was a 3-team trade. Some notable names that were involved were DeAndre Ayton. He's going from the Suns to the Blazers. And you also got Drew Holiday from the Bucks going to the Blazers. And then we got Nurkic from the Blazers going to the Suns. So yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. It's too big to not mention. We'll talk about basketball later on this season. It's not quite there yet. We're still on football, but so wanted to give our viewers and our listeners a quick update of what's going on. Of course, y'all probably heard of it already, but it's too big to not mention it. So yeah, I think they have the best starting 5 already. But yeah, we'll talk about that later on this season. But in other news, it is a scary lineup.
That's a big time fucking trade, man. Like that's a conference shifter, and I feel bad for the Celtics and Heat fans.
You feel bad for the Celtics fans? The fuck? I feel bad.
Shocking.
I mean, a little bit.
All right.
Because they had their hopes up, and now it's like crushed because the Bucks are probably going to take the East.
Mm-hmm.
We shall see. It. But anyways, on to NFL Week 3. I believe there's a new couple in town, right, Zach? Can you let us know what's going on with this new couple in town?
Yo, brand new couple in town. If you haven't heard, Kelsey and Swift. This is a new pairing in the NFL nowadays, and there's a lot of rumblings last week about this potentially being a thing, and it was in full force. This week in Week 3, and of course, it's just Kelsey and Swift. This is just a big time type of relationship. It's just a groundswelling of support, across the NFL, mixed in with, some people that are sit on both, and they're with Kelsey and his jersey sales, and spiking 400%, I believe. Viewership for this game was up. It was a blowout, and like the 12-17 demo, was up 8% for females, which is actually kind of crazy when you think about it. I think the jacket he wore after the game was like it got renamed to reflect Taylor Swift. And honestly, there's been a lot of like people that are really dogging this, and honestly, this is really good for football. If we're being honest, like, I think there's already rumblings that she's going to be at the game in New York, because it's going to bring eyeballs, dude. I don't care, from a business standpoint, when you're looking at this kind of thing, the eyeballs that are going to be on these games nowadays, like, is going to be tremendous. This is the biggest pop star in the world, one of the most famous people on our planet, and she's supposedly dating the greatest tight end of all time. I think this could be a really good thing for the NFL. I think it already is a good thing for the NFL. And that Sunday night football game is probably going to be one of the most watched football games this season, if I had to guess. But this is the real Swift and Kelsey right here.
Yes.
All right, this is a real relationship. This is what we should be talking about, okay?
Yes.
DeAndre Swift running the rock behind this Kelsey. This Swift and this Kelsey right here is a match made in heaven. Week 2, Swift came on board. and rushed for 170 something yards. And this week 3, actually came alive, and I think cemented himself. This is the real Kelsey and Swift relationship that NFL people want to talk about. And I know us in the cave probably wanted to go this way anyway. So,
Yes, sir.
The mainstream NFL fans can have that other Kelsey and Swift, but this Kelsey and Swift, especially here on this show with our cavemen, I know, Francis, you're all about this one right here.
Oh, yeah, I love it big time. I mean, the Eagles' offensive line has always been their core and their strong point. And now you have a dynamic running back in DeAndre Swift who can be patient, and once he finds the seam, he can just run through the tackles real quick. It also helps that your offensive line just creates massive gaps. I mean, we saw some of those gaps in Monday Night Football against the Buccaneers. So yeah, as an Eagles fan, you love to see it, especially now that the NFL is mostly like a passing league. But when you have a dominant offensive line like that, you might as well take advantage of it and run the ball down everybody's throats. So you gotta love it, especially if you're from Eagles Nation. So yes, sir. Beautiful to watch.
Yeah. This is the only thing that I care about. I really can't stand the whole Kelsey and Swift thing. It's honestly, it's so irritating. And Zach, I understand what you mean when it comes to, this can only be good for the NFL, but really it can only be good for the NFL for people who are making money off of it. For the rest of us NFL fans, it's going to get irritating. And here's what's going to happen. What's going to happen is Kelsey and Swift are going to date for a year. And then his sales went up 400. His jersey sales went up 400%, whatever. Right? They're going to date for a year, and then they're going to break up because that couple doesn't even make sense. And then she's going to write an album about it, and all these girls are out there going to freak out and start burning Travis Kelce's jerseys. That's it. That's all I see. It's happening.
That album's going to be fire.
That album's gonna be album's gonna be really fire.
The writing's on the wall, man. I think Naro's on point with that one, but we shall see. But what if they get married? That'd be some shit, though, right?
Oh my god!
It's gonna be a real cruel summer for the rest of the league. I'll tell you that much.
Long back kids. That's what they're gonna be right now.
Not gonna be a lot of
long
blank spaces.
back. She got a very long back. I'm telling you.
Oh man. Jesus.
He's gonna be looking for an anti-hero.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, enough about Kelsey Swift because I'm already over that just as much as Naro is. So we're going to move on and we're just going to do a recap of week 3 so we can get this show going. We got a lot in store for you. So, Naro, what's game where we can go here? This is Monday night's game. Rams versus Bengals 16-19. I honestly thought the Bengals would have a much better win than that. But, hey, a win's a win, right? What do you guys think of that?
I think it's a good way for them to kind of move back. I didn't think that I personally had the Rams on this one. I think that the Rams were going to win that game. So for them just winning by 3, especially the way that they've looked in the past 2 games, close game, winning by 3, I thought that was just fine for them. I don't think that I still don't see them being the Bengals of the past 3 years. I think they got a lot to work on, but again, it's about to be week 4, so it's not like it matters. But we'll see. I thought this is actually right where it needed to be.
It's a disappointing start, though, for any fantasy managers with Jamar Chase or Higgins or Burrow on their teams. And people who stacked them, people who stacked, especially with quarterback like Burrow, and because I've seen a lot of leagues, Burrow and Jamar Chase, but that's got to be frustrating, man, to say the least, right?
Yes, sir. I mean, I had the Rams as well last week, part of our quick hitters. But yeah, Bengals, maybe the home field advantage kind of helped them out a little bit. It was not an impressive win, especially against the Rams, who are slated to be not so much of a great team this season, but I actually like the Rams this year. I mean, I think they can low-key make the NFC wild card. So yeah, they have a shot. I mean, they have a little bit of their core still, and when Cooper Kupp comes back, we'll see what they do. So
yeah, NFC is definitely wide open. The Rams could sneak in. I could maybe see them as a wild card as well, but the Bengals needed this game for sure, and they with a healthy Burrow or maybe even starting a different quarterback, I think they would have actually won by more. early on he was really struggling, and the defense bailed him out pretty much the rest of the game. But yeah, Jamar Chase finally came alive a little bit. T. Higgins, man, he's hurting the most, I think, from this Burrow calf injury. So yeah, good one for the Bengals. I think Rams will stay afloat, and they have a pretty light schedule coming up, I think.
Who from our quick hitters last week, Nar, you have the record. I know you and I chose the Rams. Did Zach choose the?
I had Bengals.
Okay.
Zach did choose the Bengals. That
Okay.
was the one that saved him for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Who's
Next
next?
game. What we got on this one? Okay.
Oh, we're going back.
Francis special
Got it.
here.
Francis, take this one. Eagles, Buccaneers. Your Eagles were supposed to win that, and they did. So go
You
ahead and take it.
you gotta love it, man. I mean, the line was like 5.
Oh, got it.
I mean, you don't gotta love it. I gotta love it. Eagle Nation gotta love it. Real. It was real straight to the point. Just run the ball down their throats. Play good defense. They force a bunch of fumbles. Again, Jalen Hurts had 2 interceptions, but he's talked about like the main thing is winning. So it's all about the team aspect. He's not looking the greatest as he can be, and he knows that already. But once he gets aligned with our new OC, I forgot what our OC's name is, but it takes some time to mesh. I mean, we can see it with the Chiefs, where they're losing Eric Bieniemy to the Commanders. Their offense is okay. But look, even though the Chiefs looked great against the Bears last weekend, but that's just the Bears. But anyway, we'll get to that. Yeah, man. I mean, this is straight to the point, and Buccaneers aren't that good. Eagles took care of business, and that's it.
Yeah, I think we're starting to see like the hype finally fizzling down on Baker Mayfield. Yeah, they got those 2 wins, but now you're finally seeing it's more of the same coming from that guy.
Yeah, I mean, Buccaneers didn't play too many great teams the first 2 weeks, so
Yeah.
finally got their first real test, and it was the Eagles, and the Eagles came out on top. So gotta love it. I think we all picked the Eagles on this one, right, boys? Last week's quick
Yeah.
hitters.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't on, but Eagles were the pick for sure. Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
Show.
Next one up, Naro. This is for you. Steelers versus Raiders.
Holy
What a game.
crap.
Let's go, Naro.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously I watched the game and we kind of looked it over and everything, but I got to tell you, I'm still not too impressed with us. Maybe I'm just hard on us. Pretty much the way that I kind of just saw what was happening in this game. Obviously, it's good for the Steelers to get a win. Defense played like hell. Obviously our defense is not the issue. Jimmy Garoppolo, on the other hand, is a big issue for the Raiders. Oh my God, the man cannot play quarterback. Killing me, man. He almost sacrificed Devontae Adams to the Wolves. And if it wasn't for a solid technical hit by Holcomb, I'm pretty sure it was, then Devontae could have been out for a couple of weeks. That was really bad. But really, just the way that I saw this game, it was a fun game to watch because the Steelers and Raiders have had a rivalry since the 70s. They've been going at it, so any real Steelers and Raiders fans know about this rivalry. It's the first time in a while that the Steelers have actually won on Raiders home field. I think it's been like at least like 10 games or something like that. Something absolutely wild. But I haven't seen much of the Steelers for them to tell me that they are a dominant team. The play calling looked a little bit better. But in reality, they were playing the Raiders, and the Raiders are not looking good this year. The Raiders' defense was not the best, so the Steelers are going to have to show me a lot more in order for me to be excited about Matt Canada, because I will never be excited about that man.
I just like to add the Steelers were the last leg of my parlay that hit over the weekend. So thank you to Naro's Steelers. I appreciate the dub. That parlay included Dolphins and the Packers, and it was a 3-teamer. So I had Packers, Dolphins, Steelers in that one. So it finally feels good to finally hit a parlay. So Thank you, Naro, and to Steelers Nation and the terrible towels all over Vegas.
And Matt Canada too, or is it
And
still
Matt
Blaine
Canada.
I was leaving
Blame Canada.
Vegas and I saw these people walking out the hotel in full Raider gear and everything. I was like, damn, these guys are just gonna lose. These guys had their shoulder pads on and everything, and I was like,
It's funny. My brother and my stepdad are Raiders fans. So as we were there, we were like rooting for each other's teams because we can't stand what's going on in each organization right now.
You just want them to be both competitive, right?
Oh god, can't stand it. All right.
Next up, we got Cowboys Cardinals. That's for our boy Aaron right here. Of course, the Cowboys falter and give an 0-2 team their first win. Oh man, is it we them boys still, or what's going on?
We was them boys, I think, is where this is going. This was a surprising wire-to-wire win for the Cardinals. They led the whole game, didn't give it up once. Some pretty suspect play calling, I would say, from the Cowboys in the red zone. They had 5 red zone attempts, only came away with 1 touchdown, and obviously the game-clinching pick on the last possession. I wish I would have seen this coming. I wish I could say that I wanted to see this coming even. Like, I can't even admit that. Cardinals, in hindsight now, like, you look at the first 2 games they played this season, like, they were winning late in those games and probably should have won both those games. And we probably should be sitting here saying, watch out for these 3-0 Cardinals with, alopecia man Josh Dobbs with his no hair, which... Hey, support it. All right, I'm a fan of it. Not that
You're a fan of the alopecia?
I support him and his causes.
What about Charlie Villanueva?
Just him too. Jada Pinkett Smith. Support them all. I'll keep my name or her name out my mouth though. I don't want Wilson to slap me in the face. But
find me,
I digress. Yeah, no, don't come find me. I don't want that. But I digress with this. Trayvon Diggs being out, I think, was a real big factor in this game. They were not able to have that extra pressure on Dobbs. I think Parsons only had 1 sack in this game, which is kind of uncharacteristic for him. But yeah, that Cowboys offense, losing Kellen Moore, I think actually is going to be a bigger deficit to that offense than I think anyone was giving credit to in the beginning of the season. There's no reason why they should only have put up 16 points in this game with everything that happened. And I don't believe it was simply just execution either. They just looked off, and the Cardinals were just all over the field, flying around, no pun intended. And just they wanted the game more, and it showed. And Cowboys got humbled. And I mean, this could be what we've been talking about for weeks now about the Cowboys are going to cowboy. This could be the start of that downward spiral.
Yep.
God, I mean, I don't even know where to begin. That's almost as bad as the game that we're going to talk about later, because the Cowboys really shouldn't have lost to the Cardinals. Now we have to come into question, right? First off, are the Cowboys going to bounce back, or are they going to be the Cowboys? And the second question is are we keeping Josh Dobbs in there? Is that what's about to happen? Because they've been looking. Because in all seriousness, I mean, you're right. The Cardinals haven't been looking too terrible. Week 1 was a little tough, but I mean, does Josh Dobbs stay? It seems like he's got a little bit better chemistry, right? You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I feel like this game should not have gone this way. I feel like I can't trust either of these teams right now. There's zero trust in either of these teams because first off, it's the Cowboys, and second off, the Cardinals. Everyone thought was going to be a mess coming into this season. So I don't know. That's all I got to say. I can't trust it right now. We'll see.
I mean, yeah, I definitely thought the Cardinals were going to be a mess too. I bet against them week 1, and I watched that game, and they did not look like a mess. They just don't have that star power to close games at the moment, but any given Sunday, and last Sunday was their Sunday to beat the Cowboys. So I definitely agree with all you guys saying that we'll see what the Cowboys do and how they come back from this. Typically, during the season, with tough losses, they do come back, but it's an indication of their inconsistencies. That's been a pattern throughout the last few years. No matter what talent they put on the field, they seem to surprise everybody, playing down to their opponent or playing up to whoever they're playing against. So, yeah, we'll see what comes out next week and what kind of product the Cowboys decide to put out on the field next Sunday.
Still got a long season ahead.
Cardinals got the Niners next, so if they play them tough, that would be a sign for maybe it's time to buy into them, even if they do lose that game. If it's a close game and it's hard fought, like going up against arguably the two of the three top NFC teams in 2 consecutive weeks is something that they can build off of for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now on to one of the worst teams in the NFL right now, the Chicago Bears, getting smacked up by the Chiefs. Was that the Taylor Swift effect? Nah.
No, that was the
It
Bears.
definitely wasn't.
Bears, man.
Definitely
That's
wasn't. It's the Bears.
Dude,
The Bears suck effect.
they gotta get that whole situation figured out. That is, that doesn't even look like a NFL football team right now. That whole situation is absolutely insane. I got nowhere to go with this. The next week's game is going to be extremely boring for the Bears and who they're playing.
The Donkeys.
Yeah, you know what? That's going to be our first win, so I don't care. There's nothing much to talk about this one, so let's just move on to Panthers versus Seahawks.
Yeah.
Panthers, Seahawks. Panthers, I'm just surprised they put up as much points as they did against the Seahawks, but at the end of the day, the Seahawks was I feel like that's everyone's pick, right?
Yeah, no surprise.
We all picked Seahawks.
No surprise.
That was actually a pretty tight game first half. Second half, Seattle's talent just took over, and the lack thereof on the Panthers side showed. Exactly. Andy Dalton filled in for Bryce Young in this game, and it just shows that he was still able to do some things, but they just weren't really in cohesion in the second half. Whatever adjustments Pete Carroll made from the first half showed, and that Seahawks team is still solid. They're still going to be a noisemaker in the NFC, and while the Panthers was another team that I think they've had some pretty close games so far this season, but I don't think they have enough talent to put them over the edge and win these games where they were in it for a half, but then second half just kind of fell apart. Adam Thielen resurgence, I think that's like the biggest takeaway on the Panthers side from this game. Like, he's looking really good. He's looking like he can get open again, and they're feeding him, which is cool. And for fantasy at least, and Miles Sanders, I think is already almost about to match his target total from last year, which is kind of crazy in 3 games. So, there's some brightness that showed in this game, but not enough to convince me that they're going to be anything more than probably last place in the division.
It's a great day for managers of Kenneth Walker too. Put up 29 points on fantasy football.
Charbonnet looked good too.
Yeah, definitely. So, even for the Panthers, there's some players there that gave you some points, but if you're a Panthers fan, sorry. Next up, Colts Ravens.
Shocker.
Overtime.
Shocker.
Yeah, we all had Ravens on this one.
Yep.
History was made in this game with the field goals. Was it Matt Gay?
Yes.
He's the first ever kicker to make 4 50-yard field goals in the same game.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane.
He's going to get a random drug test next. Watch.
That's wild, because that wasn't Justin Tucker that did that.
Yeah, I think he missed a field goal at the end of that game. Kind of weird.
Yeah.
Bizarre world.
Matt Gay is the new Legatron.
That was just this game was also another weird one that was just like, it doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense to me. The Colts don't have their starting quarterback. And now I get it. Minshew's,
Minshew mania.
He's a veteran technically. I know. Hasn't started a lot of games, but he's got the experience. So, but it was just really weird to see the Ravens kind of crumble. Not necessarily crumble, but like fold a little bit. I don't know. I didn't see this expecting this to come. I thought that the Ravens were going to do a little bit more, considering that they're the Ravens. A lot of people had a lot of high hopes for them coming into this season. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure we all had the Ravens on this one. All three of us had the Ravens on this one. So that was it's a little uncharacteristic for the Ravens and a little uncharacteristic for the Colts.
Very much so, yeah. I mean, just from a betting standpoint, I believe when I was looking into this game, 70% of the money was on Ravens spread. So take that with what you will.
Yep. Nothing else much to say on there except for Mad Gay having a day. Bills versus Commanders. Bills showing the Commanders exactly what you guys are calling the fluke team that they are.
Yes. I mean, the Bills showed out.
Worst pick of the week by me on this one.
Yeah, very, very
yes.
bad pick.
Yes.
Hey, the Bills are still a wagon.
It said something about like new ownership and how it, I don't know, invigorates the players.
Yeah.
It's like new
Bills
ownership.
owned
Magic Johnson just knows how to invigorate the players.
I guess not. 3
Invigorating.
points at home. That's ugly.
Yeah. I played against like the Bills defense and fantasy in 2 leagues, and they both dropped like 30-something points on me, so that was not fun.
Not a fun day for you.
Yeah. Yeah, not much else to say. Commanders are fluke. Bills are still good.
Bills looked a lot better this game, but maybe it's
Yes.
just because it was the Commanders.
Exactly.
We'll see. The Bills have had some very uncharacteristic games early in the season, so we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not much to be said about this game. The score pretty much tells itself. There's nothing interesting.
Keep moving.
So we can keep it moving to Titans-Browns, which is this the Browns' year? Because they don't look too bad, but Browns gonna Brown? Like Cowboys gonna Cowboy or what?
I don't know. I mean, I believe, Naro, I felt like I picked the Titans in this game. I'm not sure, but I had the Titans.
We all picked the
guys
Titans
both did.
this game.
We all picked Titans. Okay.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a lot closer. I thought with that crazy Nick Chubb injury, I thought that would deflated them a little bit, missing their, essentially their best player on offense. So I thought the Titans, who looked really good against the Chargers the previous week, would get another one. But any given Sunday,
Yeah.
I don't know, the Browns bounced back. Ford did a really good job. Sticking in for Chubb. Amari had a really good game. They kind of showed out. They were I don't know, maybe it's just because they played the Steelers and it was a divisional game, but the Browns kind of bounced back, and we'll see. Yeah, I mean, the question still stands: are the Browns going to Brown, or are they going to be decent? I don't know. We'll see. Some of these teams are hard to kind of say anything about early on in the season because they do flop mid-season, late season.
Yeah, I think the Browns defense is legit. That's 3 straight weeks where they looked phenomenal. Shout out Jim Schwartz. He's the new defensive coordinator for them. He has that defense playing phenomenally. Yeah, I think the defense I'm completely bought into. I still haven't seen enough from Deshaun Watson to buy into that offense. But that AFC North is very interesting this year. I think that was one of the things we touched on when we previewed the AFC North. Top to bottom, it might be the best division in football, at least through these first 3 weeks.
Yeah, most definitely.
Moving on, we got Texans Jaguars. Texans showing out 37-17.
That's insane, man.
Yeah, fullbacks are turning kick returns in this game, dude. That's nuts.
Dude, this whole week was just wild. It was just like crazy. I'm not bought into the Jags of being this crazy good team, but we have seen them move. We've seen them do things. We saw them, play decent in the playoffs last year. They made it to the playoffs last year. They put up a fight. Well, I mean, kind of a fight, but I don't know. I thought Trevor Lawrence was going to do good this year. I had high hopes for Trevor Lawrence. I did. I really did. I had high hopes for this Jaguars offense. I had high hopes for their defense. I thought that as a whole they were going to be solid this year. Now they got two. To be fair, one of them was to Kansas City, but to the Texans. Is this really what we're doing right now?
Yeah, dude. I mean, there's rumblings about Doug Peterson taking over the play calling in the second half. If you can see the box score, their Jags scored 0 points the first half, and then they had scored 17 in the second. He was denying it in the press conference, but I mean, if there's rumblings about it, there has to be some truth about that. So hopefully Doug Peterson kind of has his hands more involved in the play calling, because I have a bet on the Jaguars to win more than 9.5 games this year. So and they're scheduled. I was like, I thought they were gonna win. I thought they'd be 2-1 at this point. I knew they were gonna lose to the Chiefs, and I had them winning their first game, and I had them beating the Texans, but coming from behind now, boys. So I hope Doug Peterson works his magic on this team again, because they desperately need it. They did not look good in the first half last week.
Well, for your sake, it's still a little early, so you don't have to hit that panic button just yet. So anything can happen. We've seen it happen in the NFL, right? What about you, Zach? You got anything on this one? Okay, good talk.
That's a no from Zach.
Okay. So,
did I lag out again? Okay. If we're talking about Jacksonville, I just want to mention we were jagging off a lot on this show last year. Very, very sad start to the season for all the jag-offs that support Jacksonville over there in Duval. I think this should be a testament to D'Amico Ryans and his defense, though, to be honest with you. This is the potential that they have, and shutting down Jacksonville's offense like they did in the first half was impressive. So, big-time win, first win for D'Amico. So, as a Niner fan, I love seeing it.
Very true, very true. D'Amico schemes were all over this game, so Jaguars had a hard time figuring it out.
Next up, we have Saints versus Packers. Very close game, but also I think I caught some of this game. It didn't look very eventful. It just looked like a grinded out game. But if you guys watched it, maybe you guys can give more insight on it.
I mean, it was a come from behind victory. I mean, I was watching most of this game, and Packers didn't look that great in the first half, but they made some adjustments. And yeah, Jordan Love is looking good. The Packers are surprising me. I didn't think they'd be looking this nice right now in the season. I mean, I had them losing the NFC North, but I don't think that's going to happen anymore. The way they're playing defense and the way they're looking on offense, even. I mean, Jordan Love still has a lot to learn, but he learned a lot from Aaron Rodgers last season. So Aaron Rodgers' fingerprints are kind of all over this game in some way, somehow. So I think it has a lot to do with that mentorship that Jordan Love received from Rodgers last year.
Most definitely.
Yeah, you can kind of, if you're like watching Jordan Love play, you can really see Aaron Rodgers all over him. It's really wild. He's doing a really good job. I didn't have the Packers losing, but I definitely didn't have them in second. I thought they were going to be in third. But my only concern with this game is I almost want to call it a fluke game, not because the Packers didn't grind it out and they didn't do a good job, but did Derek Carr getting injured affected the game? That's true.
That's a good point.
Right? Because maybe there would be some drives where they would be, still be on the field. And no, no disrespect to what's his name, but
Jameis.
Thank you, Jameis Winston. But I just feel like Derek Carr has a little bit. Derek Carr is meshing very well with the Saints, and I feel like that maybe because he came off the field, that the Packers had a little bit more chance. Now, a win is a win, and we can kind of go that far, but I like the Packers. I like to see where they're going to go. I just don't think that this one was a game they were supposed to win.
Fair point.
Definitely. Next up, we have Chargers versus the Vikings.
All right, go ahead.
They got dub. They got a dub.
We did it.
So, Francis, your team won. Naro, your team won. And my teams won this week. So that's awesome. Hey, victory Wednesday for us.
Let's go, baby.
So this was a great game. No, all jokes aside, this was an ugly game in a few ways than one. The fourth down decision to go for it at the end of the game definitely is polarizing. As I've gotten older, I've been more convinced I'd rather have the ball in my hands where I can get a first down and end the game more than I would like to punt it away. However, situation dictates. I think when I was watching this game, I was like, punt it, flip the field. They have no timeouts left. They got to go the whole way and score a touchdown. The way the defense was playing in the second half was improved. I think Jefferson got banged up and he was out for a couple plays. Keenan Allen became the all-time Chargers leading receiver in this game, and I think he's the NFL passing leader with a perfect passer rating. He threw a touchdown pass to Mike Williams. Fantastic trick play, which I don't think we've seen in a long time. Yeah, Keenan had a massive fantasy day, and he's just getting fed. He's now, I read some analysis on this. He's now lining up on the outside, where he was usually in the slot under Lombardi. So Kellen Moore has him on the outside, and he's being fed, and Herbert's getting it to him. Herbert's staying, relatively upright. I think he's the number one quarterback in fantasy and standard leagues. I think he's number 2 in PPR or 6-point touchdown leagues, and he's the only quarterback in the NFL right now who does not have a turnover or does not have a turnover. So offense is great. Defense, I think, found their legs a little bit in this game, which is nice, and hopefully that will carry them into the future. They have an early bye, which I don't like because I think they might start getting things rolling here. They got the Raiders on Sunday, and then bye the week after. But then they play the Cowboys, and Cowboys have a few dings in their armor, I would say. As of now, that's a revenge game for Kellen Moore. I think that's going to show a lot about that Chargers team. But big time dub, because like you said, Nara, in the last game, a win is a win, and they're hard to come by in the NFL, and might have saved the season for the Chargers.
Yeah, I like that.
About time. They're like the top scoring team in the NFL. Well, other than the Dolphins as currently.
We'll talk about that again. Yeah. We'll keep hitting at that all night. I can't wait to get there. I'm so excited.
All right, we can move this along. Falcons, Lions, we have them. Lions look pretty good to me, but they got a good challenge next week. But we're talking about this one. Francis, what did you guys pick for this one?
This was easy for me. Lions, Falcons are one of the fluke teams that I think aren't going to be that great by the time week 16 rolls around. So, I solid win by Lions. I didn't see. They just played their game. That tight end Laporta looks really good though. So if you have him on your fantasy squads or picked him up, that's a good pickup because tight end position is slim pickings these days. So
wasteland.
Yeah. But that's pretty much my only take from this game. Just Lions looking good.
Yeah, I feel like the Falcons are. I mean, we kind of all discussed this last week. The Falcons are pretty much a fluke. They're going to Falcon. Falcons are going to Falcon. That's pretty much what they're going to do. I feel like the only really solid player that they have in the Falcons currently is Bijan Robinson. Kyle Pitts is great, but they can't get the ball to him. Desmond Ritter's okay, and their defense is not really that good. I think that Green Bay kind of was just shooting themselves in the foot last week when they were playing the Falcons. If you're actually like watching these games, the Falcons defense really isn't doing all that well. It's more of the offense of who they're playing against is kind of fumbling. Like I saw really, really bad pass interferences from Falcons defenders that shouldn't have been even kind of like. There's no reason for a pass interference to be there. So, I mean, we all saw it coming. We all think that the Lions are going to be a pretty decent team this year. I got them winning their division. So, this was a very clean given score to me.
Yes, sir.
I don't think you can really have explain more to this game than what it is, because like you guys said, the Falcons and Lions did what we expected them to do, so we can move on to Giants versus the 49ers. Zach, your boys 3-0 with a commanding win.
The cream of the crop in the
Giants.
NFC here. God, what a just phenomenal dub. This was great to watch, and it was for everyone to see. Thursday Night Football, like great starts of the week. The Niners are just one of the top franchises in football, and they prove it year after year. Now that they have, I think Jed York really had a come to Jesus era there after Harbaugh. I think he was getting a little power hungry a little bit in the football decision making, if I remember correctly. And then we brought in like Tom Sula and did the Chip Kelly thing, but like now bringing in Shanahan with John Lynch, like this has really set the 49ers up for success for years to come. And these moves like getting CMC, although I wish like they would kind of ease up on him a little bit, due to his injury history. Like feed Elijah a little bit, feed Mitchell back there.
He's run, man.
I think Brock Purdy is just like this. Him being Mr. Irrelevant is one thing, but like being in this system, like this really shows that when you are in the right place with the right, surroundings and the right weapons and people that are buying into the culture and the franchise, like it could really do wonders for football players. Because you're a professional at the end of the day, and Brock is a professional quarterback, and I feel like he's really developing nicely in the way that this team needs them to. So as of now, all things are great. 3-0 on the roll, and we've got Cardinals in next. And the Giants have had a really, really, really rough start to their season. That they were my division, favorites. So it's not going to get any easier. And that pick is not looking great at the moment. So happy Niner fan over here.
I bet you are. What about you guys? What about you guys? Any takes on this matchup?
I was just happy because the Niners was the pick of the week that I gave out last week. I had some convincing from Zach and Naro pre-show. So yeah, it was good to see one go win in the beginning of the week. But yeah, not much else to say besides they're looking really good. So yeah.
I popped pretty hard when that touchdown to Debo happened, because that put us at the over. It had him covered, so I was like, "Oh, we got the dub."
I know. I was bracing myself.
The NFC East has a really hard schedule. I was going over with a buddy of mine because he's a Cowboys fan. So the NFC East has got a tough schedule, considering that two of the teams in the NFC East are the top three teams in the NFC. Yeah. Not to mention they have to deal with the Rams, who aren't absolutely terrible this year. They got to deal with the Niners. They got to deal with the Hawks, who again aren't absolutely terrible this year. Like, so some hard fighting teams, right? So the NFC East has got a schedule this year, and the Giants just don't look like they're going to be able to live up to the hype of the East currently. So again, San Francisco is my favorite for the NFC. As long as they can stay healthy, I got San Francisco running the NFC, and I got the Dolphins running the AFC.
Yeah, man. You're all right.
I don't really want to be biased over here, Francis, to be honest with you, but like the Eagles have had offensively look like they've had some struggles getting it right.
Oh, yeah.
It's mainly Hurts so
sure.
far. Once Hurts gets right, though, like this is setting up for an all-time right in its championship game, the one that we deserved last year.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Like the Niners have been looking like the best team in the NFC, and the Eagles are right there, though. They're like, it's like 1A, 1B, to be honest with you.
No, you're 100%. I mean, you're right. The offense of the Eagles don't look too great right now, but I think I mentioned in the preview, I'm glad that they have some competition before they go into the playoffs, because last year their schedule was really easy.
Mm-hmm.
But they capitalize on the schedule given to them. They don't choose a schedule.
True.
But they have a 3 week where it's like, I don't know, it's not the exact order, but Chiefs, Bills, Niners in 3 weeks. So that would be.
That's the exact order, actually. Chiefs, Bills,
Okay.
Niners.
Yeah, we're gonna find out a lot about
They
it.
got a tough. So it's Jets, fine, but then you got to go to the Dolphins. Then you got to go. You got Dolphins,
Dolphins
right?
now.
Commanders are but then Cowboys, Chiefs, Bills, Niners, Cowboys, Seahawks.
Shit,
All
is it
one.
in Seattle?
The Eagles, that is in Seattle. The Eagles are going to have a tough season going into the playoffs. So,
Oh boy.
that's gonna be. Whew.
Hey, that Dolphins Eagles game is Sunday Night Football, right?
Yes,
Dolphins
sir.
Eagles is Sunday Night Football. Yeah.
I
All
feel
right.
like that's gonna be the first loss of the Eagles, because every game leading up to it
Really?
is not like so much of a
Yeah, it's not. It's
not much of a
Commanders, Rams, Jets.
yeah. So I think they can take care of the Rams and Jets, not easily, but I feel like they'll
I
still
think
handle
they're taking care
business.
of the Jets easily.
Oh yeah, Jets, but the Rams, like you said, like you mentioned, the Rams aren't a pushover. But yeah. Last but not least, let's go on to this next game.
go.
Broncos versus Dolphins. The Massacre in Miami.
Did he have to pull out to just Usprava himself for this rant?
Caveman rant.
I had to pull myself
Oh,
out
he did! I love it!
because I went into Jerezy's closet and borrowed a mask real quick.
Fantastic!
Yeah. Isn't this some bullshit? You think I was gonna show my face and talk about this fucking team with my face here with Aaron? No. But let me tell you something about this team. I don't know how much lower this team can go. 20-70. 70. No, that's not a typo. That's 70. That was my football number in high school. Come on.
Yo!
Are the Dolphins giving me the tribute? Because what the fuck? No way. I don't know how Vance Joseph is still on this team. I don't know how he's not fired. Dude, I'm starting to think the Sean Payton we got was the one that Kevin James played in this fucking movie. We didn't get Sean Payton. We got Catfish. I don't know what this team, and to be honest, the offense is not even that bad. I'm going to give credit to that. Russell Wilson, hey, what, I don't care what quarterback you are. If you have a defense that's giving up 70 points, you ain't catching that team up to 70 points. I don't care if you bring back Tom Brady onto the Broncos. He's not going to bring this team back from 70 fucking points. Something needs to happen here, man. It's been how long? I don't even know where to begin. It's just, I've been patient. Okay, we got Sean Payton. I wasn't sold. Really, I really wasn't. And then we brought on Vance Joseph, and I remember texting Danny, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? Because I don't even know how he passed that job. Did they forget that he was a coach? I get it, there's new ownership, but did they forget that he was? And granted, he had more wins than Nathaniel Hackett, but that's nothing something to be proud of. Nathaniel Hackett is exactly like his last name, a hack. Okay, he fucking sucks. And then I don't know anymore, dude. 70, and I look at this score, and I just want to quit watching football for the rest of the season after this. The rest of the. I know Broncos country. It's let's ride. Don't know, man. Let's cry because it's another long season, and we're going. And Vance Joseph isn't going anywhere apparently until probably week 9 when we're 1-0 because I think we're going to beat the Bears. We have to. Something's got to give. But if we don't beat the Bears and Vance Joseph is still on this team. I don't know. I'm gonna jump ship for the season and go Bills because, yeah, go Bills.
I really want the Bears to win now because I want to see what kind of mask you put on next week for our segment. What kind of shit you're gonna be doing?
I have to go through Jarrell's closet again and grab another mask, but
I'm fucking crying right now.
I'm
bro.
gonna get white sheets,
That's
but
hilarious.
that might be the wrong one to put on. Oh no, you got white bed sheets on.
Dude.
No. But honestly, I know you guys been waiting for this segment, but I'll be honest with you, I am so... The day I read about this and I was driving home from Vegas, I was like, dog, I can't even drive. I don't even want to drive. I wanted to pull over, take a breath. I couldn't believe it. 20-70. Thank you, teleprompter, reminding me.
I I remember when the score came out, I messaged Jermaine in the Discord that this looked like an AAU basketball score of like fifth graders, and like one squad was from the hood, and then the other squad was like from the OC or some shit.
Oh my god, dude! I feel like they couldn't even beat the Tustin Cobras or something. I don't know. 20-70. That's not a typo. You guys are reading it right, and as a Broncos fan, I'm dying inside because I had so much hopes for this season, and yeah, I love my Broncos still. Though, don't get me wrong.
Hey, listen. At least they didn't go for the field goal. Okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
thanks, Mike McDaniels. You know why? Because he used to be a Broncos ball boy, and he's a fan, so he showed a little
Hold on.
respect.
Let's not forget that this man also went for it on fourth down, up 35-10 in the first half. So I'm not ready to
Yeah.
give him all the
Dude.
fucking leeway on this,
That
Yeah.
man was relentless, dude.
bro. Maniacal.
This is like he was. This is like I felt like I was watching someone stream playing Madden on the easiest
Yeah.
difficulty
On rookie,
on rookie, and he had
Yeah.
all his players on 99.
All the sliders,
what it
all
felt
the
like.
Sliders on.
Yeah, all of it on. I felt like that's what I was
Bro.
watching. I was like, yo, are we watching the game or is this a fucking stream? Is this Dr. Disrespect trying to disrespect the Broncos right now? God.
Dude. That was tough.
I don't
Even
know
the
what you
B
did.
team, bro. They put the B team in, and they still were fucking romping them.
Yeah.
Bro, they could put the water boy in the cheerleading squad, and I feel like it'd still score too. I don't know.
Bro, they could have
Dan
put
Marino's
Snowflake at
coming out
quarterback and would have got a touchdown.
They had Randy Gregory in coverage on Tyreek Hill. Why? What kind of scheme is this? What were you see Randy Gregory backpedaling from the line of scrimmage, and Tyreek is already the middle of the field.
I remember watching that play. I was like, "What the fuck is?"
I was like, Randy, why are you still backpedaling? Turn around and sprint. God.
I can't believe that's a Sean Payton team, dude. That's wild to me.
Yeah.
You know, I'll give a little credit though. It's not entirely his fault. It's the defense. He's not that offense. If you're looking at statistically, it's not a bad offense. It's the fucking defense, and it's showing you how terrible that offense was. Pretty good against the Commanders, and then what the defense. I don't know what Vance Joe's like. Hey, I don't know if he was like, fuck it, we're winning. Let's try some new plays, and he just drew him on the spot and.
A whiteboard.
Yeah, drew him on a napkin from Denny's. I don't know, but
All right, hear me out. You're gonna backpedal. Okay, when do I turn? Well, no. Wait till he gets past you. Backpedal some more.
Go get him.
And then
Yeah.
chase after him.
exactly. Randy's like, "Oh, you want me to cover Tyreek? Yeah, you could do it." So I'm gonna backpedal, and when do I turn around? Well, you gotta watch him. I was like, what? He's too fast. How is Randy Gregory? No, Randy Gregory's probably playing high too in Colorado. We know that's his problem back in Dallas. Always fucking suspended for marijuana. So now it's legal in fucking Colorado. So this guy came to the game high as fuck, thinking he could cover Tyreek.
Bro. That
Yo.
fucking paper bag is hilarious.
Broncos country, let's cry.
You feel better? You feel better, Jermaine?
I do. I just gotta take it off now. It's fucking
there you go.
Denver Broncos fan, love it.
All right, man. Well, that was our little week 3 recap. Week 3 recap. Let's talk a little about the Cave Fantasy League, boys. I know I got my ass whipped.
Oh,
How'd
that's,
y'all
that's the
do?
only thing that made my weekend because I got a win, a very convincing win.
Yeah, I didn't win
I think-
again.
I beat the defending champ, I think. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Look at
There you go, Jermaine. You see?
Yeah,
you gotta
see?
There's some
I got my
silver
70
lining
points too. I beat him by almost 72. Right?
Even if you wouldn't have started Keenan Allen, you still would have won.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
That
But
is wild.
That's
Hornet
nuts.
Kate, exactly what it means.
Yeah,
I
fornicate. That's what your team did.
we fornicated.
Naro, tough loss, buddy.
What am
That's
I
a
supposed
tough
to
one.
do? Like,
I was looking
Yeah.
at that score.
If you would have played anybody else, you would have won.
I didn't have anybody else to play. Oh, you talking about them? Yeah, dude.
yeah.
Anybody else? Well, that's not true, unless
Except
it's with
Jermaine.
Yeah, except for Jermaine.
Jermaine, sorry.
But still, dude, I wasn't looking at the matchup. I was looking at my points. I was like, damn, I'm having a good week. I'm having a real good week. Ooh! And then I looked at the matchup, I'm like, how the hell is he this far ahead of me, dude? What am I supposed to do at this point?
Slime has been our highest scorer this whole season, and I'm actually playing him next season, so I'm actually excited. And we're actually neck and neck, so I'm hoping it's a good one.
It really doesn't help that I had 3 Steelers players to play to finish my. I had Najee and I had Muth. Muth actually got me points, which was wild. But the running back situation is killing me in Pittsburgh, man. Ugh.
Mm-hmm. I have Najee in another league, and I have Jalen Warren as a handcuff, but it's like
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's just like I had Jalen Warren as a handcuff, assuming Najee would be RB1 numbers, but
it's really not Najee's fault too. When we were analyzing, just quick tidbit. If you have a Najee person, if you have Najee on your roster, anyone, I would just at this point bench him or flex him because it's not his fault. The line, we were analyzing this the other day, the line is making holes, but they're really only making holes big enough for Jalen Warren to run through. If you look at the difference in the running backs, Najee Harris is an absolute massive beast monster. Jalen Warren is
enormous,
small, dude.
Yeah.
So the holes are there, but the only reason Jalen Warren is getting through it is because he can fit. Najee can't fit through the holes, so they're not designing plays where, because when Najee gets outside, he's dirty. Yeah. But if the Steelers offense is not going to design plays for that, just put him on your bench for now. And that's a Steelers fan telling you that Najee should not be being started, maybe even flexed.
All right, copy that, sir, because it's not looking good for one of my other leagues.
Oh man, we got 3 0-3 teams. We got Naro. Don't worry. It's like the Broncos, right?
Dude,
we got Gordon Bombay and we got CD's nuts, but that's not surprising. Aaron, what are you doing to your roster? I'm watching you in the waiver wire making moves, but it's not working here.
Hey, Aaron dropped his whole the team he drafted. All of them are gone now. He has a whole new different team.
Exactly. So I'm like, dang, jumping ship already. It's only been 3 weeks, man. Come on. And our other winner, Johnny Lance Francis, your cousin, I believe.
Yes, sir. Right? Yes.
That was a pretty close game between him and
that's
Gordon Bob. Yeah. That's close.
That was really close. It's actually so me, Gordon Bombay, and Johnny were all cousins. So we have our own little group chat talking about fantasy football, and yeah, it was funny watching them two kind of talk about it.
Was that 17 yards?
Something like that.
That's the difference between their scores. 17 yards.
That's crazy, man. I mean, that's fucking fantasy football.
Or a field goal, like
or a reception for 7 yards,
or a fucking extra point would have helped Gordon Bombay.
Or a catch. I don't know. Something.
Yeah. 7-yard reception.
Oh, man.
That's rough.
That's a tough loss.
Yeah.
What about your guys' waiver wire picks? Any hidden gems for any players that have gone down this week?
I don't want to buy into the hype to Achan, but I mean, you kind of had to have him as your number 1 pick.
You might have to put some money on him.
If anything happens to Mostert, he's going to be the guy. Even with Wilson coming back, which I definitely keep my eye on, because Wilson I think is due back here pretty soon. But like you just want to at this point get a slice of that pie of that Miami offense. When you have your backup running back outscoring your number 1 running back, but it's like he outscored him with 50 points. Like, holy shit. That's got to be number 1 pick.
It was 50-45. It was like insane.
Yeah.
That's nuts, dude.
I think
he had like 9 yards, and then all of a sudden he jumped up to like number 5 running back overall in one game.
That's wild. All in like the second half too, I think, right?
Yeah, it won 10 touchdowns, Jermaine. They put up 10 fucking touchdowns in that game.
Yeah, 10 fucking touchdowns, bro.
Yo.
Oh, man. Thanks, Mike McDaniels.
I do have one other hidden gem, just in case. Quentin Johnston, rookie wide receiver at the Chargers. I'm pretty sure Joshua Palmer is going to step up for Mike Williams. But if you're like 3-0, 2-1, you got a pretty solid team. I think it's worth dropping someone that's like not looking too good on your bench and seeing what happens later on. It might be a good stash pickup.
My only person is just stay right now. When stay with George Pickens for the Steelers receiver, he's doing a really good job as a wide receiver 2 or 3, depending on what league you're in. And a flex, also depending on what players you have, he could be wide receiver 1 if you're the middle players. But as the weeks go on, I don't have full hope in him yet. Kind of watch out for Calvin Austin. He's he had a really good game this week. Had a really big breakout touchdown. He is extremely fast too. He puts up numbers that compete with Tyreek. So depending on how Deontay Johnson's injury goes, Calvin Austin might be a decent flex.
Okay, good to know.
I just want to throw out a tight end name for anybody that, because we mentioned that it's like a wasteland over here in tight end land. Of course, if Laporte is available, pick him up. I don't think he is now. But the other person that I want to throw some shine on is Musgrave from Green Bay. He's been getting some heavy targets, and I think he had a wide open 40-yard bomb that would have put an exclamation mark on his fantasy performance this past Sunday for the Packers. If he's available, that's someone to look out for as well.
Don't mind if I do.
Picking him up right now.
Doing it right now.
Well, there goes our season.
Well, because Goddard hasn't been doing anything for me, Francis. Dallas Goddard, come on.
Hey, man. The offense is not there yet, man. If you're patient, it'll happen. But if
This
you
is
need
the
some-
week.
Yeah.
If you're patient.
It's the week.
You're 3-0, Jermaine. Chill out.
No, I'm not. I'm 2
Oh, you're not?
2-1.
I
Oh,
gave you
2-1.
that
Oh,
because I did that boneheaded substitution.
I forgot I gave you that L.
That was when all of a sudden Vance Joseph's defense wanted to crumble and let someone. I'm done talking about Vance Joseph. Let's go on.
All right.
Oh,
What's next,
my Lord.
What's next, Jermaine? What's next?
The next thing we got up, I think, are we done with Fantasy League? Or we
Yeah, we
Yeah.
pretty
that's
much
pretty
covered
much
all
it at
ends,
this
huh?
point.
So now we got week 4 coming up, and we got some pretty good matchups. And obviously, you guys think it's a boring one, but for me, the Broncos Bears is I'm going to watch it. But before we get there, we have Lions, Packers, Falcons, Jaguars. Francis, we were talking about this Lions Packers. I believe the Lions could win that game, and it'd be a very good game, to bet on. We'll get onto bets later, but I want to hear what you guys think. Who you guys have winning these two matchups?
Definitely got Lions winning this one, but it's gonna be close. It's a divisional matchup, and it's in Lambeau Field. I don't think it's gonna be as easy as last week's matchup for the Lions against the Falcons. So definitely a game to watch. I love how Thursday Night Football is actually good football to watch now. It's not the fucking Colts versus the Texans anymore. So
They could have put
Both teams
Broncos
won this
Bears on
week.
Thursday. I'm like, I get it.
I'm talking about I'm talking about past years. I'm
Yeah.
talking about past years, Zach.
Kind of want to save the picks for quick hitters, but
Yeah,
we're going to
okay.
see a lot
that's
about this division on tomorrow night, Lions Packers, and then just a heads up for everyone for fantasy. That Falcons Jaguars game is a 6:30 game there in London this week, and it starts the first week of London games or international games. So just be mindful when you're setting your lineups.
Thank you for
Falcons,
pointing
Jaguars.
that out. 'Cause-
And go watch your Toy Story game.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Oh, it's Toy Story.
I'm-
Yeah, it's fucking.
I'm recording that
animated.
thing for sure.
That's
I
got to
need
be
to see that.
awesome.
Yeah, it has
That's
to.
gonna be sick, dude. I'm so
I mean, it's
excited.
the only way to watch that game. Why would you want to watch that live? It's not going to be a good game.
Andy, someone said someone made an Andy's room comment, and I thought that was hilarious. If Andy shows up, do both teams just fall on the floor in the middle of a play?
Fumble on the play.
Andy's coming.
All right, next set
You're
of
gonna have
games we have.
Calvin Ridley out there as like the fucking Mr. Potato. Money, money, money.
Rams,
Oh,
Colts,
man.
Ravens, Browns, Vikings, Panthers. I mean, we talked about this too earlier. Francis, Rams, Colts is something to watch, especially for your bets. We're going to get to that. Ravens, Browns, pretty straightforward. Vikings, Panthers. I feel like that's going to be a push-pull kind of game. But I want to hear what you guys What games are you looking out for in particular in this screen?
I love that AFC North matchup right there at 10 a.m. That's gonna be beautiful to watch.
That will be a very fun game to poke at. Bucks and Saints are going to be a fun game for as well. So depending on where you are, I would say those are going to be the two games to watch. But if you can tune into that AFC North game, AFC North games are so much fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That. I don't have confidence in my Steelers. I fucking love them, but I hate Matt Canada. So that potentially that game could potentially be the game that decides the winner of the AFC North.
Ooh.
Okay. There you go. Bold take. I like that.
Look, I know you're not too confident in your Steelers, but did your team give up 70 points?
That's fair
Okay
enough.
then.
We're not going to feel sorry for you. Sorry. Plug the controller in next time. Fix the difficulty. That's right.
Fix the difficulty.
God damn it. Next set of games. Dolphins, Bills. Come on, Bills.
Another divisional game.
That's another one to pay attention to. AFC East matchup right there.
God, I take that back.
Another
Don't watch the
NFCs?
Saints game. Watch this game if you can watch it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Do not
Yeah,
watch the Broncos Bears game.
CBS is
I'm watching
has
it.
a lot of options this week.
I'm watching it.
That is going to be the most uneventful JV game we've ever seen play.
You hear that, Vance? You hear what he's saying? You better, I hope you're watching, because I hope you do something about what we're saying about you right now.
Watch Justin
Eagles.
Fields finally go off too in that game. That's
Oh
gonna
my
be
God. Of course it would
crazy.
happen to me, right? It was like, of course.
Is that the Caleb Williams Bowl officially?
Caleb Williams Bowl? The Caleb Williams Bowl? Whoever's trying to get Caleb Williams next year?
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, man.
that is
Maybe.
exactly-
We'll see. We'll
It's
see.
good, dude.
Even then, if we get him, Vance Joseph still on the team, it don't matter. Commanders, Eagles, Francis, this is yours. That's, you know,
Yeah.
you're definitely gonna watch.
I'll watch a
tune
little
in.
bit of it. Yeah, I'm a red zone guy these days, so I'll just whatever they show me on red zone, I just tune into now.
Right.
I love red zone; it's the best.
Naro, your
Texans.
Steelers are going against the Texans.
Oh, we better win that fucking game, dude. We better win that game. I
That's
can't
what
let
those folks
them
in Duval said too last week.
dude, like the way that they like just dismantled the Jags. I really hope they don't do that to us this week. That would be so embarrassing.
Hey, man. But I feel like the Steelers are a little bit more hard nosed on defense versus the Jags are. So
That's
I think
true.
I think
I think I think game one was we were going up against the best offense in the league, and our defense had to kind of get themselves under the belt. So I'm not too stressed about the San Francisco game. Other than that, I think our defense is absolutely disgusting. So we'll see if Matt Canada is gonna do better play calling. I don't know.
Fun fact about that game, just wanted to point it out. JJ Watt's been inducted into the Texans Ring of Honor. And TJ plays for the Steelers. So
nice.
they're gonna have some Watt love in that building. It's gonna be
There you
interesting.
go.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And TJ's gonna fucking shit on that rookie.
Definitely a week to look forward
He
to.
really
for
is,
good
though.
matchups, huh?
That's gonna be his welcome to the NFL moment. This game right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. We got afternoon games.
Dun 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 dun.
Right.
Divisional.
Divisional. That'll be a fun game to watch. Everyone just watch out for the Cardinals, just because if they do put up a fight against the Niners, like Zach was saying, the Cardinals are kind of weird. And do we keep Josh Dobbs there?
Yeah.
Or are the Cowboys going to bounce back?
Yeah. Yeah,
We
we
very
shall
much
see.
can against the Patriots. Then you got Chiefs, Jets. I feel like that's really going to show us whether the Jets stand a chance this season. If not, then sorry, Jets
That's Wilson,
fans.
dude.
Zach
It's
Wilson,
really
man.
so sad, dude. It's
Yeah.
because the Jets looked not bad. They looked like they were coming in hot, man. And Zach Wilson's just not it. But that's all. That's the only person they have. They really need to get another quarterback in there.
Colin Kaepernick.
Dude, did you
with the letter?
Letter. That
was
letter.
wild to me.
Yeah. He really, I mean, I can't blame the guy. He just wants to play football again.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a lot better than a lot of quarterbacks that are still in the league. I feel like the Jaguars could use him. I think he'd be a good fit there if they would pick him up. But the Jets, it's something I would consider, but I feel like, they're holding on to the whole kneeling thing. If that's really the reason why a lot of these teams aren't signing because over that kneeling thing, I was like,
ridiculous.
Come on, you guys are dragging this way too long. The guy is clearly in shape. He's not like in the off season just fucking sitting on the couch scratching his balls and watching the football games. This guy is preparing because he believes he can play, and I think he deserves that chance. And I feel like the Jets they're not gonna go far with Zach Wilson, and I feel like this is the time to take a risk on Cap because you're taking a risk on Zach, and you already know what you're getting.
Yeah, there really is nowhere to lose with this. Just give Kaepernick a chance. If he screws up, go back to Zach Wilson. You already riding with him anyway.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's one way to stay relevant too, because that Hard Knocks show kind of built them up, and then that injury to Aaron Rodgers kind of is tearing them down. So just bring on Kaepernick already. Just stay relevant. I mean, if anything, it'll help your TV deals a little bit.
There's an issue that comes into play here with the whole Kaepernick situation that a lot of teams are staying away from, is when it comes to money too, because this is also an entertainment business. They do have to make money, and a lot of people don't like Kaepernick, so they could possibly lose a lot of money when it comes to viewership and things like that. So that's the only other side of it that you have to
lose more money if you keep losing.
That's true.
That's true.
I mean, I think Jets fans like winning more than they do losing. So if Kaepernick got in there and got him some dubs, but I am glad that you brought up that it's an entertainment business, because word on the street, Taylor Swift's going to be in the building.
Sunday Night Football. That's true.
Sunday Night Football. Yeah. So it's going to be fun. You don't got to be so mean, Nara.
God, I can't stand Taylor Swift in every possible way.
What's the money line on Kelsey getting his heart broken at the end of the season?
Bet my house on that one.
I'm gonna go on record right now and say if they really are dating and they end up staying together,
are. It was confirmed today.
They're gonna get married. Dude. This is gonna be a long relationship. Okay, I'm putting it on record now.
At all.
Forever.
And if you guys ever want to dive into the Cave of Wonders thing, I truly, wholeheartedly believe that Taylor Swift is a little
suspect.
It's a little
She's
weird.
an Eagles fan. So
I'm backed by George Soros. Exactly why she's doing this.
Oh man, I hope Kelsey doesn't get trapped in all that shit. But yeah, that's a Cave of Wonders episode rule.
No, you know what? I hope he gets caught up in that because he's in my division and I want him to start fucking up already.
Hey, Travis Kelce leading the division is not going to stop you from letting people put 70 on you.
All right. Like I said, if this relationship lasts as long as fucking Broncos' relationship with Vance Joseph, then yeah, this is gonna suck. Seahawks Giants, obviously, that's a Monday night game, but that's not a game that typically Monday night I'm pretty excited to watch. But
that game's gonna be ugly.
Yeah, I think it'll be ugly.
This is just watch something else Monday night. Watch the new Ahsoka episode, maybe. I don't know. You got more games coming?
No, that's it.
No, that'd be
it.
That's it.
I think there's right. Yep.
Francis, we got another week to make money back in case you lost last week. So we got Francis on, and he's gonna go over the picks, and hopefully you can win some money back, and your girlfriend don't got to find out that you spent the your last check on something. Hey, you can make that back. Let's go.
Let's get it. Yeah, real quick, guys. Just want to talk about last week. Like I said, they gave out the Niners pick and minus 9.5. That hit. I think we're 2-2 on the season so far. But I really want to just touch real quick on some teams that are undefeated against the spread. It's going to be 4 teams. You got the Dolphins, Cardinals, Packers, and of course the Rams. All covering so far against all their opponents this season. So that's one thing to look for this week, because not that being said, a lot of money is going to be on these teams now. So, just keep that in mind when you're making these bets this weekend. If you want to pick the Dolphins, just know sometimes it's got to give, but they are playing the Bills, so who knows? It's going to be competitive. Rams are playing the Colts. A lot of money is on the Rams right now, given their record against the spread. Same with the Packers. Although the Lions money line, a lot of money is on them. A lot of money is also on Packers covering at the moment. That could all shift by Sunday kickoff, but it is Wednesday. But I just want to talk about that. Right now, these are the four teams that are killing it against the spread. So I just want to point that out. We'll keep I'll be keeping track of this throughout the weekend or throughout the season, and let you know which teams are having a better record during this segment moving forward. But yeah, moving on, I'd like to go on to my pick of the week. It's Thursday Night Football. Lions looking really nice this season. I think they go into Lambeau Field and take care of business. It's very close to the line. I think the Lions are only -1. Packers are a +1 home dog. So yeah, I think it's a pretty easy call. Being the line that even, I'd like to put my money on the Lions, who look like the better team right now. I thought this line was going to be a little bit heavier swayed towards the Lions. I had like a -180, -200 kind of vibe. But given the Packers' performance to start the season, I think it's balancing things out a little bit, and I think that's a perfect storm to bet on the better team.
I like that pick.
I just checked right now, and all four of those teams that are undefeated against the spread are all dogs this weekend, which is kind of crazy. So, with the Cardinals being 2 touchdown underdogs, they're +14 right now against the Niners. Just something to look out for.
Yeah, be wary with that. That's how Vegas traps you guys. They are undefeated against the spread, but now they're all underdogs. They're giving you plus money. It's Vegas is trying to trap you. So just be wary. Do your research. Look at the injury report before you put these bets in. So yeah, just take a look at that.
Got anything else for us, Francis? That's pretty much it, huh?
That's pretty much it, yeah.
Pretty much it.
Nice.
All right, everyone. You got the picks from Francis. Always do bet responsibly. We are not responsible for yours. So whatever you put up there, can't come for us because that's your risk, man.
Yeah, dude. Do not put your rent money on that shit.
So we're coming to the point where we're getting close to the end of our segment. So we're going to go through our quick hitters, as we like to call them. Woo! Bring up that slide. Let's go.
So last week, guys, quick hitters. So it was pretty close. We had a lot of the same picks for last week, but week 3, technically our week 1 of keeping track of it, goes to myself and Zach tied at 10 correct picks for last week.
Shit, man.
Francis lost by 1. You had 9.
Okay,
So
all right.
Bad.
Okay, all right.
So
That's stupid Commanders pick, haunted
first week coming in as we are kind of keeping track of things. So if it comes down to the wire at the end of the season, we'll figure it out. But for now, let's run through them, guys.
Lions, Packers. I got the Lions taking that one.
That's the pick
Packers.
of the week. I already know. I got lines. Damn it, Zach.
Getting that down, Naro?
Yeah, I would if I had a pen that worked.
I think score on that one's going to be fairly close. I see that like maybe 21-17 Lions.
Ah, man, it sucks because I really think I want to go with the Packers on this one.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Zach, you got the Lions, right?
I think I'm going with
Packers.
the Lions.
Oh, Packers. So 2-2.
Zach's going with the Smackers. No, I'm going to go with the Lions. I like the Lions.
Okay, 3-2-1. Perfect. Dolphins versus the Bills. I got the Bills winning that, but it's going to be like 35-21 Bills.
I'm going...
I'm going Miami.
I was gonna say Miami too. I'm going to Miami now. I'm going.
Yeah, I think I'm going with MIA.
Fuck Miami.
That's great. All right, guys.
Broncos,
All right.
Bears, Broncos. I go to Broncos, of course.
I'm going
It's going to be an ugly game. It's going to be an ugly game. But I feel like we're going to see how the Broncos offense really plays and just more of the same fucking Denver defense. I have it close, like maybe 28-21 Denver.
Give me the Bears.
I got the Bears too.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jermaine. I gotta go Bears.
Don't be
on
sorry.
this one.
Don't be sorry.
Yeah.
I don't pick against my team ever. Steelers versus the Texans.
Texans.
I got Steelers.
Yeah, I'm going Steelers. That's
I think I'm going to go with Texans on that one.
all right. So we're
I
split
need
2-2
Pierce to have
on
a
this
big
one.
game. I need
Okay,
Pierce to have a
okay.
big game. That's what I want.
All right.
Bucks Saints, you call this a must watch?
No, I take this back. This is,
Okay.
No. It would have been a must watch if the Dolphins and the Dolphins and the Bills weren't playing. So
Okay.
get back. Dolphins
That
and
sounds-
Bills are a must watch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Bucks.
Shit. Man, this is all dependent on if Derek Carr's healthy. I want to pick the Saints, but there is no official. It is only Wednesday right now as we're doing this show, so fuck, man. I'm gonna pick the Saints. They're playing in the
This
dome.
one's a toss up for me. I can see it going either way, but I'll just pick the Saints for the hell of it. I just, like you said, Derek Carr is injured, and if he comes back, but it's still a pretty close game. Toss up for me.
If Jameis
but I'll go
Winston's
Saints.
playing, he's gonna eat the
Yeah.
dub.
We'll have some lobsters.
Yeah.
Zach, what'd you have? You had the Bucks.
Bucks. Yep.
All right. I'm going with the Bucks too.
All right.
Ooh, another split. I love it.
Bengals versus the Titans.
Bengals.
Bengals for me.
Quick hitters.
You think
I
about it, 'cause I'm going for the- You think
All
about it because
Bengals,
I'm going for the
Bengals.
Bungles. I got the Bungles, as
Okay.
Danny likes to call
Gonna be
them.
the lone wolf.
No, I'm going with the Bengals.
And it's two of America's teams, apparently. The Patriots versus the Cowboys.
Cowboys.
I think, Cowboys bounce back in this one. I got the
Yeah.
Cowboys.
Yeah, I do too.
Cowboys winning that one.
Well, we all
Hope you
said
get that
last
dub,
week.
Aaron. The Kansas City Swifties versus New York Jets.
Swifties. I'm picking the Kansas City Swifties.
Swifties, yeah.
KC it is. Zach.
It's KC, just say yes.
Kansas City. I really want to pick the Jets, to be honest with you. I think that there's already some smack talk going on with Kansas City. They were talking about like, oh, like, you know, what do you see when you watch the film on Zach Wilson? They're like, oh, he wants to run. I'm like, oh shit, it's bulletin board material. Well, I don't think they have a quarterback to overcome that. So KC.
Being cocky ever since Taylor Swift put on their fucking jersey. Relax.
Relax. Love it.
Falcons, Jaguars. I got the Jags winning that one. I want to see them pull that win out in
Home game,
London.
Yeah,
Like
I think
21.
I think
Yeah,
Jags.
jacking off.
I think Jags bounce back too.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think Jags are coming in.
Vikings, Panthers. Vikings.
Winless game.
That's an
Yeah.
uncomfortable game to watch.
Yes, but
Bryce Young
Vikings.
playing.
I got the Vikings.
Vikings.
Yeah, Vikings.
All right.
Jay Jett should pop off this game if you have him in fantasy.
Mhm. Baltimore versus Cleveland. I'm gonna go with Cleveland for this one.
Baltimore.
Yeah, I want to go Ravens with this one. I think they bounce back after last week's ugly loss.
I'm going with Cleveland because I feel like if the Browns fans really want to see what Deshaun's made of, it's gonna be this game. So this be a good game to see exactly where he's at, and if he's gonna get his happy ending after this.
What he's made of. Jesus.
What?
That's hilarious.
I gotta say,
I'm
that
going
Browns
with
D does
Cleveland.
scare me, though.
I'm going with Cleveland on this one. Wait, where's this game at?
In
Cleveland.
It's in Cleveland. I'm going Cleveland.
Yeah. Okay.
The freaking Brownie the Elf on 50-yard line.
Los Angeles Rams versus Indy.
Give me the Colts.
I got
like
the
the
Rams
Rams
for that one.
I like. Give me the Rams with this one.
Yeah, I like Rams.
Yeah, I'm going Rams too.
This one's a no-brainer for Francis, obviously. Washington
This
Commanders.
week, left hand down, Eagles.
There you go.
The Philly
Eagles.
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 EGLSELS.
I saw that video. That girl was wild.
Spot on.
She killed it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was-
that's
it was
unanimous.
awesome.
Everyone's going for Eagles on that one.
Yep. Swift and
Divisional.
Kelsey gonna let carry that Eagles team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the right kind of Swift and Kelsey I want to watch, right?
Oh yeah.
Raiders versus the Chargers, a good divisional game. I have the Chargers winning that one.
Me
Bolts.
too. Yeah, bolts up for this one.
Yeah.
The
Going
Cards versus the Niners. Zach,
Niners.
obviously automatic. Niners is the obvious pick, though, for everyone. Unless
got
you guys see an
Niners, too.
upset.
I know I got Niners, but if I was a betting man, I'm not it. Like I would put some
not
money on. I would put
Would
some
you
money
call-
on
They,
the Cardinals
they might
spread.
cover, dude.
Cardinals
Would you
spread.
call
Yeah.
that-
14 points.
Yeah, 14
Yeah.
is a lot in this league. So
I mean, are they better than the Giants?
yes,
I mean,
As
that
of
was
right
within
now.
14.
yeah. So
Yeah.
all right, yeah. I might. Well, I'm gonna look at the line a little bit more, but yeah, I would.
That's a pretty
I-
egregious line, dude,
Yeah,
to be honest.
yeah, yeah. 14 is wild, like especially after a dub. So we'll see.
As
We'll
a
see how the
sports
line
bettor,
moves.
Francis, would you call like the Cardinals versus the Niners the game to bet on if you were looking for the upset? Like just going all in.
Yeah, if you want to sprinkle, if you like are up already, you want to sprinkle some money on a high risk, high reward. Yeah, that's definitely the one to do because the Cardinals look halfway decent, and that spread and money line is pretty egregious compared to how they've been performing. Like
Naro, you look like you're going to say something so bad.
Oh, who would ever do that?
I mean, let's say you just came up on the poker table. You're up like 2,000. Like, what's $100 on the Cardinals? You know, you're up 2,000 already.
I'd put $1 even if I was up 2,000. I'd put $1 on the card.
I'm talking to my degenerates, okay?
All right,
Talking to the-
So all y'all. Nah, but
All right.
there's always that guy who bets the fucking house on, and we've seen it. It happens,
Yeah,
and it's one of those
yeah.
Cinderella stories. But
Yep, it's
with the Seahawks
And-
versus the Giants for Monday night, uneventful Monday night. You can find something better to do, but I'm going with the Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Seahawks with this one. I think they got the better talent.
I'm going to ride with the G-Men.
yeah. I knew you were. I had a feeling you were.
I knew
I don't
it.
like
I
it.
knew it.
It's
I knew
Seahawks
it.
away from Seattle, and the Giants are better than what they are, dude.
Yeah, you've been riding the Giants since the season started, so it's not surprising you go for that. But
All right. So the way it's looking this week is we got some really close. Like most of us are picking the same. Like, oh man, I picked everything with Francis. Hold on now.
Every single game.
Oh,
Every single game we had the same. I don't know
great
if
minds
that's good
think
for him or
alike.
good for me or bad for me.
Hey, Naro, come on, man. Cut me some slack.
Zach is the one who's different. Zach is always the one who's different. Zach's got
We're going to have some separation this week, boys.
You got a couple separation points this week.
Yeah.
You got the let's see, the Bucks. Oh no, we split Bucks. Oh no, I lied. Francis, we have one separate game.
Okay.
There you go.
Which one is
That'll
that?
be the one that separates
The
you
Bucks
guys.
Saints.
Okay, you got Bucks. So you're riding with Zach on that one. All right.
Yeah. It'll be fun. We're all pretty close to each other, so most of the time, whoever's gonna win is only gonna win by like a point or two.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see though.
We'll see.
But well, that was a great episode, guys. I had fun with y'all. That was a good one. I got a chance to rant and finally let off some steam, but we also had some pretty good insight and analyticals, I guess you could say, and some picks from you guys. So before I sign it all off, I want to just introduce who we had on tonight. We had Francis, our sports picks specialist. We have Legit Naro. And we also have Feel the Zach Burn.
Yep.
You can find us all on the Discord. If you're not already on the Discord, you can join the Discord link through our website at cave.com, k4v3.com. You can connect with us there. We can talk more sports, whatever it is you want. We have a sports pick section where if you missed the episode and just want to get some ideas from Francis, you can contact him there. We're all pretty active in there. So if you ever want to connect with us for whatever, please hit us up on the Discord. You can find that link on our website. All right, guys.
All right, see you later, Broncos fan.
70 fucking points, dude.
10 touchdowns.
10
Vance
touchdowns,
Joseph.
yes.
Had
Vance Joseph.
the fans picking plays.
Ugh.